Hey, you see that shit? Yeah, you see that shit, man? No, right there. Look real close. You don't see that shit? Look at them gloves, nigga. Them grand gloves. You don't see that? What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, I had to make this video. I am excited about tomorrow's fights. Good card, HBO definitely put together or bought a good fight. And that's Brian Jennings, Mike Perez. Great heavyweight fight. It'll really show who's who, where both guys are at. Mike Perez's last fight didn't look that impressive. He showed a lot in the fight with Magomed, who ended up being in a coma from their fight. So hope he's doing better. And then you have Gennady Golovkin and Daniel Geale. So tomorrow for the main event, Daniel Geale, Triple G, good fight. I think that's the best name on at middleweight. You got guys like Gabe Rosado, who was coming up from 154. Daniel Geale is a proven middleweight. Like he's fought middleweights, Adama. He's fought Felix Sturm and beat him. He fought Darren Barker as a close fight, could have went either way, that kind of thing. So the most credible name at middleweight. And Triple G is using Grant gloves. He's using puncher's gloves, Grant gloves. And it's funny to me because there's a lot of double standards in boxing. Now, Mayweather is a advocate for Grant gloves. He likes them. He has brittle hands. Sometimes he has hand injuries. And that happens, especially guys from the lower weight divisions who are quick, who are fast. A lot of them have hand issues, like Gary Russell Jr. and then Mayweather. And it's funny because the Marcos Maidana situation, it was the glove gate and glove controversy. And I'm going to say facts in this video. Some of you guys aren't going to agree. Some of you guys aren't going to like it. Some of you are going to dislike it. So I don't really care. I just speak my mind, and that's what it is. And luckily, YouTube doesn't pay me based on likes, so it doesn't even matter. As far as the gloves, Mayweather, like I said, he's a supporter of Grant gloves, and Triple G is also wearing Grant. So it's funny because it's a huge contrast. You got a guy in Triple G who has this monstrous punching power that everyone fears and he's known for, and he's using the same gloves. But yet when Mayweather wears Grant gloves, people are just like, oh, they're pillows. He's fighting with pillows. They're pillows. He doesn't want Maidana to use. And I actually got into, after I posted this on my Instagram, at Boxing Ego, I posted this, and somebody who has a popular page, I won't say any names, they were trying to go like tit for tat with me. Problem is, a lot of people don't know the fuck they're talking about. They like boxing. I take nothing away from that. And people come from all walks of life. Some people like UFC and boxing. Some people only like boxing. Some people are casual. You know what I mean? There's different types of boxing fans. But not everyone knows their shit. And a lot of you formulate your opinion based on what Jim Lampley says, what Max Kellerman says, what Paulie Malignaggi says, what Mayweather says, what Pacquiao says, what Bob Arum says. These are where you get your opinions, or you come to the YDBC or boxing forums at like Boxing Scene or whatever, and you read what people are saying and you kind of just run with this shit. And you don't have a leg to stand on when someone tries to have a debate with you or an argument. You know why? Because you're not thinking for yourself. You're thinking using things you've heard. Now, the difference being is when you're not the originator, these aren't really your thoughts. You just know you hate Mayweather or you hate this fighter and you're running with somebody else's thought process. It's, again, you don't have a leg to stand on, because when someone checks you on something or challenges you, then you don't really have anywhere to go, because all you know is what you've given out. Mayweather wears pillows. He wore pillows in the Maidana fight. That's all you know. You know what I mean? And anyway, the dude I'm talking to, he says Mayweather wore pillows and he forced Maidana to wear Grant gloves and the pillow gloves, and they were the fattest Grant gloves. Like, you dummy. Maidana didn't even wear Grant brand gloves, you dummy. Maidana wore Everlast gloves. The whole controversy, so let's break it down for you. The controversy stems from he had some custom made Everlast MX gloves. They're very popular. Nonito wears them. I've seen Klitschko wear them. I've seen Miguel Cotto wear them. I think he wore them against Mayweather. They're very popular puncher's gloves. Some people like Pacquiao, like Cleto Reyes. Some people like Everlast MX. It's all personal preference, what you like, what you're accustomed to. And the controversy stems from Maidana. The initial gloves he was trying to use were custom made. They have like an Argentina flag colors on it, and they were custom made. Mayweather somehow went to sample them or try them on or whatever. And he's like, there ain't no padding in the gloves. There ain't no padding. And he got mad because he said the gloves have been tampered with and they're not like factory issue. Then those gloves were deemed ineligible for use. He couldn't wear those. But they said you can still wear that brand of glove. You just can't wear these motherfucking custom made shits with no padding because those were deemed illegal. Now, I covered this when this initially happened. LB was like, no fight. If we can't get a resolution, no fight, blah, blah, blah. They were threatening to cancel. Now, the thing about it is this. Boxing is full of diva demands, period. Whether it's Pacquiao, whether it's Miguel Cotto, whether it's Floyd Mayweather, this has been the case for quite some time. The A side of things dictates a lot, and they use their weight, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a pissing contest, really. But some people don't know this, and they don't know boxing. Marvin Hagler, look at the details of his fight with Sugar Ray. He chose like the ring size, the glove size, and different things like that. Oscar De La Hoya against Mayweather, he called the shots. He said, this is what it is. These are my criteria, my stipulations if you want to fight me. You look at a lot of fighters. You know what I mean? Pacquiao, he's fighting in Macau, China because he doesn't want to pay U.S. taxes. Chris Algieri, to my knowledge, has mostly been fighting in New York or in the U.S. But again, being the B side of things, he's going where Pacquiao wants. So that's an advantage for Pacquiao because it's an Asian population. And he's already going to be training overseas in the Philippines currently. So he's going to be more acclimated to that time zone as opposed to Chris Algieri, who's probably going to go maybe a few weeks before the actual fight to settle in. So this has been the case. You know what I mean? You can, as far as you can remember, the A side usually dictates. And I'm not saying these fighters should have more power than the commission or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But if you're going to accept it in one instance, then you got to accept them all. Because you hate Floyd Mayweather, you can't just be like, oh, he's a bitch, he's a pussy, he wants him to wear pillows, when other people are making diva demands. Miguel Cotto in the Sergio Martinez fight, which he beat the shit out of Sergio Martinez, but in that fight, they did not want Sergio Martinez, who was coming off a year layoff, a year plus layoff / injury and rehabilitation, they did not want him to wear his knee brace, which gives him absolutely no real advantage. What is the fucking knee brace what advantage is that gonna give him? But Freddie Roach, Miguel Cotto, they were like, X-nay, fuck that, you can't wear the knee brace. And Lou DiBella and Team Martinez had to actually petition in New York to get Sergio Martinez to be able to wear the knee brace that would just, I guess, support his leg and his knee and help him out. You know what I mean? Or not help him out, but just to prevent further damage or whatever the fuck they wanted the knee brace for. But realistically, it doesn't give you an advantage. Then on the flip side of things, you look at Mayweather-Maidana, very similar situation where the A side's like, hey, you're not wearing those gloves. Mayweather doesn't make the rules, but at the same time, he's the A side of things, and this goes on in boxing. So again, you can't have selective memory, and because you love Miguel Cotto, who I love too, he's a great fighter, he did the same thing with Sergio Martinez. And actually, his situation, there's really no reason why Sergio couldn't wear a knee brace because that doesn't give him any type of advantage. However, in the Mayweather-Maidana situation, if you really analyze it, we know Maidana doesn't really have the skill to outbox Floyd Mayweather, but we know he brings power. So if he's using tampered gloves or if he's using gloves that you think might have been like gloves that are going to influence the outcome because they've been like messed with or whatever, then why the fuck, if someone, like, basically bottom line is this, if you feel someone double crossed you or try to pull one over on you, are you going to trust them next time? You know what I mean? And let's be real. No one's really going to do that. If you know what I mean, if I like walk up to you and then I like swindle you, you know what I mean, I meet you in the parking lot like, hey, I got this box full of speakers and home theater stuff, buy it off me. And then you buy it from me for $150 and you get home and it's missing shit and it's not as advertised. If you see me in that parking lot 2 weeks later and I'm trying to hustle you and sell something else to you, are you going to buy it? No, you know what I'm saying? So straight up, the diva demands, I'm not saying I agree with them because personally I don't give a fuck what gloves Maidana wears. He can wear fucking bicycle gloves. He can wear latex gloves. I don't give a fuck if Maidana wears O.J. Simpson gloves. It doesn't hurt nor affect me or my bank account. So I could really care less. I don't give a fuck. I just want to see a good fight, competitive fight. But the diva demands in boxing, it is what it is. And many people have done it. Even Canelo. Look at Canelo. He's the A side of things. Edeslani Lara isn't. I like both fighters, but it's a fact. Canelo has a bigger fan base. He has bigger fanfare. He's the bigger superstar. And look at his last 2 fights. He went above and beyond and made his own weight limit. He's like, no, we're not fighting at 154. We're fighting at 155 because it makes me feel comfortable. You know what I mean? That was in the Angulo fight and Edeslani Lara. And Edeslani Lara, he called him out, and he's a respected fighter in the 154-pound divisions. He had to bite the bullet and do what the fuck Canelo said to land the fight. And it is what it is. But again, some of you guys hate Mayweather so much where you can't see that. You can't see that this is happening. You only see it when Mayweather does. Oh, Mayweather's making him wear pillows. It's a pillow fight, I swear. Oh. But Triple G is wearing the same brand of gloves, and he's a notorious puncher. And I guarantee you he's going to beat the brakes off of Daniel Geale. Could be competitive in some rounds, but in my opinion, listen to my prediction video, man. He's going to stop him late. There's going to be at least a knockdown or where Daniel Geale has to take a knee. Something's going to happen. I think it's going to be a clear, concise victory. Not going to be no Canelo, Lara shit where we're like, oh, who won? Who really won? Triple G all the way. Team Golovkin. I don't see Daniel Geale winning. He's wearing the Grant's gloves, and I promise you he's going to convincingly beat Daniel Geale. I don't think Geale has the firepower. And he's wearing Grant brand gloves that you guys were calling pillows. You're like, oh, Grant only makes pillow gloves and posturepedic, therapeutic gloves and all kinds of shit like that. Now you got a notorious puncher who's wearing the same gloves. He's backing and endorsing the same gloves, and it's all quiet on the Western Front. But when Mayweather does it, since you hate him, then it's a pillow fight. Like I said, I'm just pointing out the obvious, or what should be obvious. Diva demands come from all fighters that are the A side in some shape or form. Like all the big superstar fighters, there's usually, if you really do the research or look at the rap sheet, there's probably a moment where they did something that was like, damn, like for real, you gonna really make them do that? Like, oh, you got to come out last and da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? There's usually something that they did to have some sort of advantage or some kind of mind control over the situation, and it is what it is. As far as tomorrow's fight, looking forward to it all the way. Triple G. I just don't see Daniel Geale having the firepower or really the skill or the range to beat Triple G. That's my personal opinion. As far as the Maidana gloves, I mean, a lot of you guys are concerned because it's just, a lot of people are putting a lot of emphasis on these fucking gloves. Like, oh, Maidana's not getting to wear the gloves. Like Robert Garcia, Team Maidana, shout out to them. I respect them. But it's just like, what's the deal with these fucking gloves? Like, you're making it sound like there's something more to the gloves. Like, you have to wear these particular gloves. Like, you have a full training camp to wear whatever gloves you guys negotiated. Why is there so much emphasis on these fucking gloves? I just don't get what the big deal is. And I really firmly believe this. You can take it for what it's worth. I don't think it's the gloves. I think it's the user. You know what I mean? I have Photoshop. You guys can get Photoshop. I've trained myself so I know how to move around there, to navigate, and I've come up with some pretty cool graphics and different things like that. Now, someone else can get Photoshop too. Does that mean they're going to be able to do that and go through the layers and know how to blend things and, you know what I mean, make Photoshop graphics? No. That was my forte, and that's something I've done. Same thing with my camera. I have a very nice camera. Now, I can give my camera and put it in one of y'all hands, and if that's not your forte, that's not your background, that's not your interest, you can have the same tool as me, the same camera as me, but you're not going to necessarily get the same shots as me. And I really believe that. I think, like, I'm not a painter, so if you put a paintbrush in my hand, I'm pretty artistic, but I probably can't paint. You know what I mean? I never really studied painting. But put that same paintbrush in Pablo Picasso's hand, and he's going to come out with a masterpiece. So, again, I think oftentimes it's the user. There's a lot of emphasis on, oh, it's the gloves. He's not getting the glove. Like, that's coming a lot of times from an emotional standpoint because you don't like that fighter. At the end of the day, Maidana knows what he's up against. He knows what he's getting into, and he has to find a way to win. So we'll see if he can do that in September. Let me know what you guys think of the gloves and Triple G wearing Grant gloves, the whole controversy, the pillows and all that. Make sure you like the video. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video is Ego. Signing off.